You know, they say them that they say that it's good to wake up early. That's like a really healthy practice to incorporate. You know, it's good. Hello and welcome to the podcast where we talk about sleep, all things sleep. I've been thinking about it. Why would you wake up early? What are some of the reasons that you would have to wake up early? Well, when I think about waking up early, the number one reason is that you have to. I think that you have some obligation. That's a big reason to wake up early. The other reason is your health. And I don't see many more besides those two. You wake up early because it's healthy to do so. That's what the shadowy they tell us to do, right? To wake up early. But what are you doing when you wake up, right? I woke up about an hour ago. And I just don't know what to do with that extra hour of the day. I know what to do with this hour of the day at night. I know exactly what to spend that on. I'm already going. The day's already taken off, but how do I kickstart that, you know? I guess you wake up early so you can take your vitamins. I guess that's a good idea, right? Take your little Flintstones gummy bear vitamins. You see, I don't think that Flintstones ever made a gummy bear vitamin. But there are gummy bear vitamins and there are Flintstones vitamins. And then there are boring adult vitamins, which aren't shaped like anything fun. They're kind of fun though. It's the process of eating something that looks like candy in some capacity, even if it's a boring candy. Why even wake up, you know? What's the point of waking up before your obligations? And if you don't have an obligation, why wake up at all? What's the point? Is there a point? There might not be. But then if you take that to its extreme, right, you just lay in bed all day. You don't wake up because you have no reason to. Are you only getting up and living for your obligations then? You know? I just don't know. I just don't know about this. I'm just not sure. Maybe I should do a Sleepcast. Not like a bedtime story or anything, but like one where I sleep and you listen to me sleep. That feels less intrusive than you watching me sleep. I think that would be a little uncomfortable for me, but I don't know, you can listen to me sleep. Is that weird? Is that me overstepping the boundaries of our relationship? If you were to listen to me sleep? I don't know. Should I do that? What if I woke up the same time that I did today, but instead of just milling about for an hour, I just turn on the podcast. Go right back to sleep. You can listen. Huh? I don't think that I'll actually do that unless you pressure me enough. I'm very easily swayed into doing things that people are interested in. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind if you're listening to this podcast. You're probably listening on YouTube from a statistic standpoint. If you're not, hey, what's up? Just send me an email. Hello and welcome to the podcast. gmail.com. But you're probably on YouTube. Just drop a comment. Be like, hey, I need more ASMR of you sleeping. And I'll consider it. I'll tell you that much. Look. The sheer rush of chemicals that getting a couple of views gives me. I would do a lot for that if I'm in a bad spot. Alright? So just wait until I'm emotionally weak, and that's when you comment. So just like watch for some upload patterns that make you worry for me. And then you go, hey, about that Sleepcast. That's not the point of today's podcast. I'll make another episode about that later. Why even get up? Maybe you ought to give yourself obligations. Like going to the gym, you know? Hey, wake up so that you can go to the gym. Maybe you should make it a goal to have some delicious breakfast. I'm a big fan of smoothies. You know, where you take frozen fruits, spinach, kale, cheap protein powder, and you grind them all up. You grind them all together. I think that's pretty tasty. And a lot of times that's enough motivation for me to get out the door. Not always, though. Not always, though. I woke up and the first thing I do is I start working on my studies. I'm like, this is boring. Why am I doing this? I should do something else. Like this. This is fulfilling to me. At least for now. I don't want to compromise my integrity, but like I get why people do. It makes sense. I get it. I understand. Those are pretty much all of my thoughts about sleeping. I mean, it's not even close to all of my thoughts about sleeping, but I want to make something that you can listen to and want to listen to. I guess you are voluntarily listening to this, right? So there must be something here. Okay, fine. I'll talk a little bit more about sleep. I don't know what's up with pillows. Some people kind of make fun of me for saying pillows just because of my accent. Where I'm at currently, they put a hard emphasis on the I. Pillow. Pillow. It's fine. Look, people speak differently. Anyways, about sleeping. Why do we, need a pillow, generally, to sleep? Is that the most comfortable for us, or do we not need one? I found that putting a pillow between your legs, or right under your legs, is really comfortable, but then you have no, neck support. I imagine that you sleep a different way, because people, I think, are inherently somewhat diverse in a couple of areas of their lives. What's the deal with that? Why is that something? It seems like some weird design choices. I'd like to speak to the head of what's it called? Head of research and development for this. I have a couple of suggestions. Sleeping is a necessary biological process. Why is it so difficult? I read some of Ayn Rand's objectivist ethics the other day. She kind of has this idea where, to like loosely paraphrase it, people don't just get food, eat food, sleep. They have to kind of use their minds to invent farming. About to invent farming real quick. Kind of use their minds to build mattresses and mattress stores everywhere. I think that's directly from her book. Definitely the mattress store part. My point being that just we can't just do it. Like a dog, they just lay down, then they sleep, just like right there. And then sometimes they just lay down because they want to. I don't think that dogs spend a lot of time feeling bad about the choices that they make. Because they're not us. Sure, they're intelligent, but do they agriculture? I think that agriculture is closely tied to our contemporary measures for intelligence or advancement. If it can agriculture, then it's thoroughly modern. At least that's how I experience things. I think that kids these days are really interested in Mesopotamian agricultural societies. I just think that's where the trends are. I'm not saying that this is true, and that if you forage, for example, that's bad. I think foraging is rather cool, but I'm just saying that culturally, I think that we're in a spot where Mesopotamia kind of hits differently, where the Indus River Valley is kind of where it's at. And it's because of the Indus River Valley that we have mattresses, if you think about it. I don't need to elaborate. You know exactly what I'm saying. I wonder what people who didn't have weaving would sleep on. Would they just go find some grass? But grass is kind of it was a patchy thing, I think, in nature. It's generally, big patches of grass, but we have lawns now. Would you put your head on a rock? If you live in like a desert, is sand comfortable to sleep on? How did people sleep back then? Before they invented agriculture or weaving. You can forage and weave, You don't have to necessarily have textile production to be making mats. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode of Hello and Welcome to the Podcast. Goodbye.